On today's episode of WatchJRGo, I'm going to show you guys why you should never buy a used Suzuki Burgman. But first,
is it the same?
Frank from Florida sent you the MR2 shirt.
Hey.
Now Eric's got a matching.
Doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah, it's just blank actually.
Ridiculous.
It does have the print on the back, and it looks cool. There you go.
Sweet. Thank you.
What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, Eric just got back here with my truck. We switched trucks for the week, and he's been pulling trailers around, and he is here with my brand new Suzuki Burgman that I sincerely wish I wouldn't have bought now. But with that said, let's get it out of this truck and see what we're working with. I like that you put a sock under the kickstand. It's a classy move. I thought it came with a bike. All right, so I think our plan here is we just unstrap it, flip the straps over. We'll back up till the truck's right here. I'm gonna put the forklift right here, and then we'll just forklift straight up, and then you drive the truck back out.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's probably the easy way. Oh, sad.
What?
Oh, the exhaust tried to go through the bed rails.
I tried to scoot over. I think it walked itself.
What are you gonna do? This thing weighs, this is the heaviest bike. This is the first reason why you should never buy one of them. This bike nearly weighs as much as my Goldwing.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's 660 pounds. Unthinkable weight on the Burgman here. It might be the fastest scooter ever, but man, it is absolutely ridiculous to try to move. It took 3 of us to get it on Rob's porch where we had to leave it for a week, and it took 3 people to get it back in the truck.
Yeah, and it's a nightmare to strap.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, there's nothing to strap.
Nothing.
Plastic everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna get the forklift out right now, and we're gonna get this thing unloaded. We're just gonna cherry pick it right up into the air. There's just a good chance that it flops over if we pick up low. So I get that. I think we just use the max straps here and here, and then we also run a strap through both of these and pick there. Probably the only way to pick this thing up. Or you just drive forward real fast. My favorite of the options.
I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. It's like it doesn't affect my life.
Nope. All right, we'll do that.
I did a lot of work to get it here.
I know. And then we'll just hook these together on the forklift. No, forget the center stand for a minute. Ready? Okay. Man. You know, this is like this is the first of the motorcycles where you're required to have one of those special tow trucks. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna pick up even more, I think. If it falls, we don't want to hit the truck. Right. Good? No? Yes. Hey! All right, here we go. Will it just go directly onto the center stand? That's the question. I think we might have done this, guys. We're out. Well, unfortunately, we can't fire the old Burgman up because the keys got left in Eureka Springs. So obviously we had to leave this bike here last time, and then it was going to be a lot of logistics to get it back. Everything luckily worked out because Eric spent the week camping up there, and he had my truck to pull his camper, and of course the deal was if he takes the truck, just throw this in the back for me. Of course it was a nightmare, just like he said. It took 3 guys to get this thing wrestled up on there, even with a ramp. So that was wild. It just weighs so much, and really I don't have any other reasons that you should never buy a Burgman other than the fact that I found the clutch while we were at dinner the night we bought this. It was $58. And then all the comments quickly informed me that it does not have any clutch pack at all. It has a failed belt. They all have failed belts, and that's why people sell them. The belt's $600, maybe even $700 for the giant CVT belt. So if you needed a real reason not to buy one of these. It's as heavy as a Goldwing, and it also has an unreliable transmission that smokes belts because it makes so much power, and they're crazy expensive, and it's engine out. Now, obviously, like, it runs great. I don't know why this is broken. There's another reason why you shouldn't buy it. How is this broken? And why? Like, there's nothing to tighten up. There must be like a pin that snapped inside the throttle housing or something. And that doesn't seem like something that should happen on the most important control on the bike. Also, I think this brake is toast. It pushes all the way in, so I bet there's no fluid left. You can see the sun did a number on the little sight glass. And this one though, you can see fluid. There's no fluid in this one. I'm not gonna blame the Burgman for the brakes not having fluid in them, but I will blame the poor engineering and the CVT transmission. So there you have it. Those are my reasons why you shouldn't buy one of these. And the main reason is because you're probably gonna get stuck putting a belt in it, and it's gonna cost you more than you can imagine. I've heard that this engine drop is maybe the biggest deal you could ever deal with. Like, it will cost you more than the bike in labor. But we're gonna do the labor, so it's no big deal. Now, of course, I mentioned in the first video, this Burgman Executive is a 2011, right? So it's got all the options, and it's one of the latest ones that they made. I think they made these till maybe 17, right? So not too many years after this. And as far as I can tell, like, the newest one on the market's a 13. So this is close to the end of the run, I would say. Yeah, there's nothing newer than 13 for sale. And looking at all the listings in the US, they average about $3 grand, but unfortunately there's a terrible outlier down in Texas where somebody has one listed for $1,600. Who knows if that actually runs? And who knows if you're gonna run into the exact same problem where you buy it right off and less than 1 hour later, the whole thing's smoked, like it won't move at all. So it could be exactly the same, but prices on these are closer to $4 grand than I'd like to admit. Here's a 03 for $3 grand. All the 03s, all the early ones, people want like 3, and then all these later ones, people seem to want 4. Not a big difference in those prices, that's for sure. And there's only 17 for sale in the US that I can find. But with that said, it looks like we might actually be able to get out of this, right? So we're already 1,500 in it. Tax will add 150, maybe a hair more for the actual tag, so just add 200. So then we're at 1,700. And then almost another 1,000 in parts. And if we just discount my labor in its entirety, we'll be at 2,700 in this thing. And I might break even by the skin of my teeth, which is not a good place to be. But at the same time, we're gonna go for it, right? And whoever gets this bike will end up with something really cool, like a brand new, ready to go bike. And honestly, we might have to call it 2,800 because I probably need to just order that front tire. It's fine, like it'll get us around and somebody will probably buy it with that tire. But you know the drill, if you don't put a tire on it, people will just complain and you'll do better. If you put a tire on it, nobody cares and you just lose money. Just marketplace things. That's how it always works out. So my plan was to start tearing this thing down today. I did want to be able to start it for you guys and show it to you, but now we're just gonna have to wait another week because I'm headed right back to Eureka Springs as well for Porsche Palooza. So we're gonna get this thing done tomorrow, but now you guys know not to buy a Burgman 650, even the venerable executive model. I was so excited about this, and now that I realize that I'm gonna spend half the purchase price on a belt, and that might not be enough to fix it, it hurts. Very, very painful. I bought this just because the comments wanted me to buy it. I do think it's gonna be incredible to ride once I get it back and I have that new belt. I mean, I got to ride it as soon as we left the dealership, or as soon as I checked out, I rode it about 1 mile before I jumped off it. And that's all the time I got on it. And I was like, oh, this is fun. It feels just like the old Helix, you know, it's got the big, like you're laid back on a recliner steering like this. It's got a crazy feel to it, right? And I was so excited. Even with the car tire, it still handled really well. But now we gotta buy a belt, and we have to buy a front tire too. This front tire, there's not much left. So I'm sure the tire's only $100-ish, and that won't be the worst part of it. But now we're gonna have nearly $1 grand in a $1,500 bike. Luckily, it does seem like these are worth 3,000 plus when you go to sell them, because I do need to break even on this. I only bought it because you guys told me in the comments it was the greatest scooter ever made. So I had to do it. I was literally forced. Anyway, all we got done today is unloading this thing with the forklift, so that's not a lot of progress. Very soon, we'll start dropping the engine out, get this belt on its way, and hopefully the Burgman's back on the road. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. We'll get right back on the Burgman. It won't be too long, 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll be riding this right about the time the horrific part of winter hits. It'll be 0 degrees in 4 weeks when this thing's finished, probably. And I'll be like, let's go ride the scooter. It'll be snowing. Oh well.